Hello, dear friend. My name is Olivier Choquard. I live in Tanneron, in the Var, department of the southeastern France, and I'm passionate about history. First of all, I would like to thank you for this immense honor given to me to be able to share with you the liberation of our village on August 22 and 23, 1944, by the elite troops of the F.S.S.F. First Special Service Force, Black Devils. The mayor of my commune, Mr. Felix, and his authorities join me in expressing our gratitude and our pride to have crossed your destinies one day. Barely a week after the landing and the fighting in the island of Porcro and the 11th, the F.S.S.F. First Special Service Force, well-trained elite troops, was assigned a large part of the mission in difficult and mountainous sectors, thus supporting the advance of operations in the littoral toward Italy and cutting off the retreat of the Germans. Their main goal being to seize the road junctions and to neutralize the enemy batteries located on the heights. My village, Tanneron, is one of its objectives because it's located northwest of Cannes. Through information, testimonies, and clues collected, I will therefore chronologically try to tell you about the events that occurred during the operation carried out by the First Special in our town. Tuesday, 22 of August, 1944, at 3 in the afternoon, Tanneron mission from Fréjus to neutralize German MG battery nests, as well as to free the bump crossroads. The 1st Regiment of the 1st Special Service Force, 2nd and 3rd Company, accompanied by the 645 Tank Destroyer Battalion, engaged on the roads of Tanneron. The troops of the 1st Special Service Force and the 645 Tank Destroyer Battalion arrive in our town by this road around 3:30 in the afternoon. At 3:30 in the afternoon, Marjorie's district stopped in a high position in order to free the bump crossroads, guarded by an enemy barrage of weak resistance. They stopped there to fire on German positions in order to free the bump crossroad on the other side of the hill. Here we are now on the spot where the German roadblock was. Just opposite on the road, on the other side of the valley, arrived Allied force. At 4:30 in the afternoon, arrival on the village square, meeting with the inhabitants, Mr. Vial Gilbert and Mr. Augier Gaston. Cartographic studies on the presence of a German garrison, approximately 40 men, at the place called La Verrerie, glassworks. At 5 in the afternoon, detachment of 100 men from the special force, under the order of the Staff Sergeant Alan Leslie Wright, sped in the direction of the embarkation glue and the Sablas pass to reach the goal. Here is the village square, where the troops are stationed. The Café des Voyageurs meeting place with the inhabitants. Study of plans for the glassworks battles. So, hello, Mrs. Sora. Actually, I wanted to know if you remember the Germans who were here in the square, prisoners in fact. On the square, the prisoners. Yes, afterwards they left for the glassworks. Yes, glassworks. That was the Americans. The Americans were to the glassworks. Yes, there you go. After, they went up with the Germans. Yes, that is, they were under the tree. At 5:30 in the afternoon, the special force takes up position on the heights of the building, so as to surround it. The presence of an enemy sentry near the hen house housing, the Staff Sergeant Wright advancing under cover at 40 meters of the building, accompanied by a resident. Attempts at summons. The German sentry opens fire. Alan Leslie collapses seriously, hit in the head. The fighting raged for 30 minutes. 5 German soldiers were killed, and 32 others were taken prisoner. Alan Leslie Wright will be evacuated by boat to the hospital in Naples, where he will remain in a coma for a month. After having taken the passes guided by the inhabitants, the special force surround the building, arriving from the heights. Here is the tree behind which Alan Leslie Wright was shot. Here we can see Alan Leslie Wright tree. And this is the hen house housing the German sentry. The glassworks battlements were encircled. The bullet holes in the bars testify the violence of the fighting. This is Mr. Vial. He remember this day, the incident with Alan Leslie Wright. Here, I'm going to tell you now how it went that day. It's the past, but we do not forget the past. When we talk about it, I imagine it was yesterday, but it's been so many years. I tell you, I live it is engraved in my heart. To remember all this, it's unforgettable. And I think that if some people had experienced it, he would be think differently. We went through the trucks and the pass because I knew the area very well. And there you accompanied after taking stock of the maps. Yes, that's right. The goal was to go down to the glassworks without being seen. We took the pass and then arrived at the bottom. The Canadian made summons, and I saw that there was a sentry near the hen house. I warned him, but too late. The blow went off and the soldier fell a few centimeters from me. I quickly backed up. I was running fast, and when I got to the top of the hill, I said to them, "Your boss down. There I think he's dead." Did you scoot? Yes, to ask the Germans to surrender, that they were surrounded. Behind the shooting start, and there we were 5 Germans killed. When I saw in the photo more than 17 years after the American was still alive, I couldn't believe it. How long did the fighting last? I think it lasted a good half an hour. I remember running upstairs. The weather was quite clear and we could hear the backfire of the guns. I don't think the Germans had time to shoot a lot because the Americans were armed from head to toe. Thank you very much for your testimony. If it's useful, I can be useful in the future. Yeah. Wednesday, 23 of August 1944, around 2 in the afternoon. A jeep of the service company with 5 occupants, nurses and riggers of the Special Service Force coming from Grasse towards Fréjus, destroyed by a telomine that had escaped detection. The accident took place at the road junction 3 kilometers northwest of the village of Tanneron, throwing all the passengers out of the vehicle. Message sent by the Major Arthur Nisman of the HQ Detachment, 1st Regiment, 1st Special Service Force. Foster V. Bowden and Tony E. Duarte died instantly. Sergeant Hugh R. Starr will die the next day. Sergeant George E. Durham will die on September 3. As to the fifth passenger, our G. Massey, found 15 meters below the vehicle, will survive to his injuries after a long convalescence. Eugene Gutierrez, friend of Harold, remembers the accident and his testimony very well. Here is the place where the jeep of the service company exploded on the Telemine. The vehicle come from Grasse, here, to go to the headquarters of Fréjus. All the occupants were thrown out of the vehicle. Hello, I introduce myself, Michel Félix, newly elected in the town of Tanneron as mayor. I'm a child of the country. I often listen to the story told by our elders concerning the Second War. After all these many years, our village and so many others are still grateful to the fighters and allied force who valiantly risked and lost their lives to bring our country back to freedom. I would like to thank on behalf of the municipality of Tanneron, Olivier Choquard, for the work that has been done for his research since many years.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for all this. I will never forget these moments. I would like to thank in particular the American-Canadian soldiers who were able to come to the commune of Tanneron to free us from the Germans, and in particular in memory of my father who on August 22, 44 took an active part in it. He would be so happy to be there, to be able to participate in it all, to be able to discuss it. Thanks to Olivier for allowing us to remember this heroic time. The capture of the glassworks castle that day marked all the mines of Tanneron as well as their descendants. It's to me what to say to you. A big thank you for your sacrifice to have released us. You will always be welcome here for a drink of friendship. Here cannot say better. As a descendant of an old family of Tanneron, I warmly thank the American-Canadian Special Force who one day in August 1944 delivered the town, risking their lives. The whole village is grateful for your action and is ready to welcome you during the commemoration. Thank you.
Hello, the David Brigades. I'm Robert, the police chief of Tanneron. I had the chance to participate in the creation of the memorial plaque for the soldier who died in 1944. Thank you for coming for free us during Operation Dragon, and never forget the worst is yet to come. Bye.
Yes, they were welcome. Yes, very much. They are welcome in Tanneron. Oh yes. Merci beaucoup. Thank you very much. Quel âge vous avez, Madame Sora? Quel âge vous avez? How old are you? Oui. My age? 102. 102 ans. 102. Dear friends, the parish and the parishioner of Tanneron would like to thank you for your wonderful action when you come to liberate our village of Tanneron. For us parishioners, for us believers, for us Catholics, this notion of freedom, these notions of effort that you have been able to give are values which are essential. I would especially like to thank you in the name of Lord.
Thank you so much for everything, dear Liberator.
You're welcome to Tanneron.
Bye-bye!
We thank the special force that came to deliver our village. May God bless them, and we invite them to come over and see us. Thank you very much. Bye.
We are truly aware of your sacrifice of your men on our liberated lands, and will be eternally grateful to you.